the magic word systemic is going to appear. That it's about culture and it's about the way we treat them, racism, they're left with no choice.
Let me give you some more statistics. The other assumption about the criminal justice system in the United States is that, okay, maybe the police aren't biased, but everybody else is. The prosecutors, the whole system is nuts, just absolutely anti-black. Well, there's an interesting test of this, and if you compare the proportion of blacks who are arrested to the proportion of blacks who are in jail, and it turns out that the portions are very similar. That suggests that we're talking about a system that's basically fair. If, say, 40% of the people who are arrested for, forgery are black, and 40% of the people who are in jail are black, then assuming that the arrests are not biased, and we have good reasons for assuming that, then that suggests to me, and to anybody who's reasonable, that the rest of the system is unbiased also. Would you agree?
I would. That sounds reasonable. What about this one? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Then now there's another test of police bias. This is a little bit more subtle. Some of your listeners may not get this, but I'll go into it anyway.
Thanks a lot, Jared.
Yes. I think you will, but I'm taking a chance. There are various versions of the same crime. There's aggravated assault and just plain assault. Aggravated assault is with a deadly weapon. It's a serious crime. Just ordinary assault is if I push you or if I spit on you. That's assault. Now, the racial multiples of arrests for aggravated assault are far higher than for simple assault. In other words, if you stab somebody, and the point of it is this: a serious assault is one the police cannot ignore. However, if the police are walking by and I spit on you, the police probably have better things to do than to arrest me for spitting on you. I mean, it depends on how they're feeling, how busy they are, how much paperwork they feel like filling out. In other words, they have an enormous amount of latitude on who they arrest for these less serious crimes.
What I think they might do is they'd probably say, not only does everyone hate racists, but they hate each other. Jared Taylor just spat on Gavin McInnes.
The point is, they have a lot of discretion there. And so if all of these white cops are really bound and determined to go out and round up innocent black people or round up black people on any pretext, you would expect that the racial multiples would be far greater for these less serious crimes, would you not? Because that's where the police could actually vent their racist venom.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yes.
So in an area where they have more leeway, you don't see more racism.
Exactly. You see considerably less. Now, this suggests to me that, if anything, the police are biased against arresting blacks.
Yes.
It may be that blacks are less likely to commit these serious crimes. I don't know. But the fact is, I think all policemen know today, you arrest a black guy, you've got all sorts of trouble on your hands.
Oh, yeah, and that's been made clear in Britain. They said that we saw this with Rotherham and the Muslims. They were too scared to arrest them because they didn't want to appear racist. And studies here in America have shown that cops are less likely to pull out their gun in a black situation because they don't want to appear trigger happy.
That's exactly right. And there was a very interesting study in San Francisco. We mentioned this in this report as well, according to which blacks were about 9 times more likely to resist arrest for non-felony crimes than whites. 9 times more likely to resist arrest. Well, in other words, this is precisely the kind of situation that gives rise to these shootings of unarmed people. You arrest a guy for jaywalking, and he starts punching you out and resists being whatever it is, you might end up having to shoot the guy if he goes for your gun or whatever it is. I think in many cases, police officers are going to see some guy shoplifting a donut. If he's white, he might arrest him. If he's black, he's going to say, wait a minute, let him eat the donut. I'm not going to set myself up for some sort of terrible situation.